All right, well this room is in color now. It's exciting to see something almost finished. Got all new receptacles and light switches. Those are all trimmed out. Turned out pretty nice. Got some nice tight lines. Looks pretty good. There's only 4 things left to do in this particular room. One would be the windowsill. I need to install the register. Of course, the carpet needs to be installed, and then the doors will go on last. So this room is getting ready to get loaded up with all the cabinets for the kitchen, and then it will be sealed off. Well, alright guys, after much more drywall correction and prepping and whatnot, finally got the rest of the house in primer. Finished it up yesterday. Right now I'm going around with the 360 radius and I'm just dusting everything to knock the fuzzies down. This, that, and the other from the over aggressive drywall sanding crew. I've got the back room masked off like I'd said because it was pretty much finished. Everything is sanded back here. I've got to knock this room off, which is my makeshift work area. The hallway is complete, and of course I need to do the room that I'm standing in as well as the kitchen. Hindsight always being 20/20, I've never really done whole house stuff like this. I've always just done room by room in my own home. So since it was a bare slate, so to speak, I would have attacked this in a different manner, and I will describe my attitude on it. There's many different ways to do things, but here's just one. This is for my future reference as well as it may help someone else. Since basically I was starting with a fresh slate, and let's say for example I didn't have any door jambs in here at all, even though there were some, the first thing I would have done was put the whole house in primer after the drywall finishing crew had finished. And let's say they did the job correctly. Put the whole thing in primer, then dust it if you need to knock any fuzz or anything like that off. Then I would have shot the first coat of color on the walls and the ceiling before the trim pack went in, before any doors, any casings, any base, any molding, anything. Paint the first coat. Then I would have installed all the trim, doors, whatnot. Did any caulking on those if need be. Then come in and shoot the trim color. Then I would mask it off and come in and shoot the second coat on the walls, fixing any dings or imperfections that were made while the work was happening. I think going that approach would have saved me a little bit more time and of course a little bit more money from materials and whatnot. I'm not one who's very good with a brush, so I elect to spend a little bit more money so I can spray and back roll and do whatever I need to do there. That's just me. But it's just one way to consider doing something like that if you have the opportunity. Now it's all situational, I guess. If someone's living in a home, then maybe you can't do that. Maybe you can't spray at all. You need to do everything by hand. But I'm not a professional painter, so that doesn't really apply to me. But had I have the opportunity to do this again, I would attack it that way rather than the way I'm doing it. This is going to work out. It's going to work fine. But like I said, I'll take a different tack next time. So over the next day or so, since we're getting really close to Christmas, I have to peel off and do my business there. But once I finish sanding this, I'll come in and spray all the trim. I'll let it cure out a good couple of days, and then I'll come in and start shooting the color in the rooms, working my way out the garage. Well, hello everybody. Hope everybody had a good Christmas and a good New Year. My family and I have been really sick throughout all of it. You can probably still hear it in my voice. We've got some severe colds going on. Got the back doors painted, got all the trim painted throughout the house where it was installed, casings, jambs, all of that jazz. I've painted the interior doors. I'll show you my setup here on doing it. I basically set them up in pairs with a piece of scrap across the top screwed on, and ran up a couple drywall screws from the bottom to kind of elevate it off the floor. The paper is to control my spray when I come down and sweep all the way off so I don't puddle on the floor. So I've just set them up in accordion fashion like you can. It probably only took about 15 minutes to shoot all these doors. and they did turn out pretty nice. About all I have left to do in terms of trim is pre-paint the baseboard that will be in here, as well as, you know, some of the small rooms and bathrooms. I do need to paint the front door as well as the garage door, and then we're moving into shooting Geller. Well, alright guys, we never thought this day was going to come. We've got the house in paint. It's been a long road to get this far. Overall, it turned out pretty nice. The drywall crew, their work, their bad works is showing through. I fully expected it. I'm assuming that next time I'll just do a knockdown texture or something if I hire it out. It's kind of wavy and telegraphs the light funny. But the fireplace, which was a huge eyesore, is now a focal point. That treatment my wife did made that look great, and after we painted the walls it just sticks out. So just giving you a quick walk around here. It's kind of dark, it's nighttime now. I'm at the point now where I need to start hanging and setting kitchen cabinets and vanities in the bathroom so I can get some countertop work done. You know, there's a lead time on that, so I need to get those set pretty quick so we can get that work underway while we're doing other things, which will be, you know, light switches, receps, fixtures, things of that nature. And then we'll decide what's next. We should be going down with flooring past that, I believe.